Schrock Innovations presents the Midwest #1 independent computer repair company with service centers in Lincoln, Omaha, Papillion, Des Moines, and across the country via the Schrock desk. This is Compute This.
Good morning, folks. Welcome into Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company, like the big voice man said. 4 locations to help you out with your computer stuff, your technology problems, your headaches. You need printers. You need help with printers. You need help with, hard drives, data recovery, corporate services. We do business stuff too. If it touches a computer, we touch it at Schrock Innovations in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. I actually this week had a person call in and talk to me and ask me, "Do you have a service do you offer services in Lincoln?" And I'm like, "That's where we started. Oh my goodness. Where's my marketing fail here?" We are in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. We are in Omaha, just across the street from the Village Point Mall at 168th and Burke, where the rent is slightly cheaper. And in Papillion, 84th and Highway 370 in the Midlands Place Shopping Center, right across from Ollie and Hobbs. They're in that business park. And, of course, in West Des Moines, Iowa, 9500 University Avenue. One of the things that we have done in the past, and we will continue to do, we have potentially listeners who were impacted by severe weather this week. And this is something important to note as we get into, severe weather awareness and severe weather season. There are tornadoes and floods and things that happen around here. And I tell you every week, back up your stuff. Make sure your stuff is backed up. And everybody is supposed to do it, right? We all know we're supposed to. I mean, even I don't back up as much as I should. I rely way too much on my automated systems without checking them as frequently as I should. Even I do that. So I'm human just like you. When something like that hits and you lose your home or have damage from a tornado and you're dealing with all those things, the last thing you need to be dealing with is the data on your hard drive. But that's where all of your precious memories are stored. It used to be like, hurry up and get the photo albums out. Now it's like, hurry up and grab the desktop. Let's put it under your arm and run. Well, sometimes you don't have time to put it under your arm and run. And in those situations, Schrock Innovations does have a fully equipped data recovery lab. We do the majority of the work that we do in that lab locally, right here in Omaha, Nebraska. So if you are impacted or you have been impacted or if you become impacted this year by severe weather, tornadoes, things like that, let us know that you need help with your data recovery. And if we can do it locally, we will just do it for free. If there are some part costs and things like that, we'll do it for the cost of parts. It's one of the things, and please don't take advantage of it. I mean, if you didn't get hit by a tornado, don't dunk your hard drive in a toilet bowl and then bring it into us. I don't want to have to say that, but some guys out there is like, honey. Jeez. So yeah, don't dunk it in the toilet bowl and bring it in. But if you are a victim or you have been impacted by this, or somebody who needs the help, even if they're outside of our service area, people ship hard drives to us all the time for recovery. 888-250-2091 is the number to join us on the program today. Of course, as we do every week, ask a question, make a comment. We will put you in the drawing for the $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate, good for anything your heart desires over at Schrock Innovations. You can put it toward just about anything you want, actually, over at Schrock Innovations. We are also broadcasting live on Facebook.com/Schrock Innovations, Facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. Welcome, Randy. Good to have you, Sebastian. Roger's here with us. Another Roger. We got 3 Rogers with us this morning now. Mitch, Aaron, you're there too. Good to have you. All righty. So last week, if you missed the show, it's all available at SchrockInnovations.com and Rumble. You see, we couldn't post to YouTube last week. We got a strike. So sad. We got a strike. Apparently, during an aftershock, I had said something about, masking or vaccinating or COVIDing or, anything in the news, basically, that's even slightly deviating from the norm or the official statements of what you're supposed to say and think, the group think. Anything that deviates from that will get you a strike on YouTube. Luckily, though, the video is available on Rumble. We cross-post just in case this ever happens. So you can kick it up on Rumble if YouTube decides not to carry it. So we were not able to upload any of our videos last week to YouTube. That strike has expired, so we'll get those up today to YouTube once we get done with the program here today. But if you did miss the show last week, we wrapped up the maintenance checkup sale. So that is over and done. Now, I haven't looked at the website. One of the things that happens when we have a situation where the first happens like late on a Friday or a weekend, sometimes Alfonso doesn't get right away to like changing the price back. And I'm like, Alfonso, it's like it's not on sale anymore. So I'm gonna bounce in here real quick to the Schrock Innovations website, and I'm just gonna check in real time and see if it is still on special here. Specials. Okay, we do that, and sure enough, he left it in there. So the preventative maintenance checkup is still technically on sale. Now, I'm gonna cover for him and say it's because in some markets this show is 1 week tape delayed. So in some markets, people are just now hearing today is your last chance to buy a maintenance checkup sale. So apparently, it is your last chance. It's the last chance, because this will be down on Monday, I promise. Because one of the things we do at Schrock is, we like to run specials and help you save money and encourage you to take the actions with your computers that you need to take. But we don't like to run multiple specials at the same time. We'll get to that in a second. Last week on the show, we talked about GPT. ChatGPT is getting internet access. That's going to give it access to all current data, so it's not limited to just data up to 2021. We told you the dangers of storing passwords in the most attacked and most vulnerable browser on the market, Google Chrome. We let you know about a cool new feature in Firefox that allows you to edit PDFs directly in Firefox. So that's pretty cool stuff, where you can sign them, you can annotate them, you can edit them directly in the browser. No need to purchase any special software or download any special programs. So that's pretty cool stuff. Now, coming up on the program today, I mentioned that we don't like to run multiple sales at the same time. So we'll just pretend the maintenance checkup sale is not on the website anymore. It's gonzo's, okay? You can find it under specials, but let's just pretend it's gone. The Ultimate Upgrade is here. Now, for those of you who do not know what the Ultimate Upgrade is, if you're new to the program and you haven't heard this in previous years, I have some employees that this is their first Ultimate Upgrade. And there was epic confusion. So if my employees were epically confused, my new employees were confused by this, I want to do an absolutely exquisite job of communicating it to you here on the radio today. During the Ultimate Upgrade sale, you can buy a computer from Schrock, save up to $300 off when you trade in any computer. We don't care what the computer is. We don't care if it has all of its parts. We don't care if it was in a barn and rusted and nasty looking. We don't care if it was in a tornado. We don't care anything about the computer. We're not going to take any parts out of it to put into your computer. It's just going to get recycled at Sadoff Recycling right here in La Vista. It's going to get ground up, parted out, recycled for all of its precious minerals and everything else that are in it. So we don't do anything with the recycles. We send them away for recycling. You get a brand new computer. Now, in previous years, the reason that this was so confusing for my staff this year is in previous years, we have selected special computers for the Ultimate Upgrade. We have built special builds that are slightly different because you see the Ultimate Upgrade is such a huge savings off the normal prices of our computers that sometimes we can't put the same parts in there. We have to, maybe you're okay with an 802.11n wireless card instead of having one that has Bluetooth and wireless AC, like one of the 802.11 AX cards, one of the new ones, like what you get in any new computer. We can just give you 1 gen older, and you're fine with that. Or, we can just give you 4 gigs of RAM, because what do you expect to get for $499? You're not going to get 8 gigs of RAM, right? So we build special computers typically for the Ultimate Upgrade. This time around, we did not, and I think that's what confused my employees. So this time around, and I'll get into the reasons why we did it this way. You'll notice, if you remember last year, the Ultimate Upgrade was $599. It's actually $100 cheaper this year. So this year, the Ultimate Upgrade desktop is the Boundless desktop in all of its glory. Exact same part. So you could walk into a Schrock Innovation Service Center and you could plunk down $699 for a Boundless desktop, Or you can bring some piece of garbage computer in with you, trade it in, and get the exact same computer for $499. $499 minus $699 is $200 off. Just for bringing in some piece of garbage computer that you don't want anyway, that your wife is yelling at you to get out of the house anyway. We don't care what it is. We've had people trade in Commodore VIC-20s. We once had somebody trade, I'm not joking, we had somebody trade in a Leap Pad. You know, those little kid laptops that you get, like, you didn't care what it was. Here's a Leap Pad. So, you know, you might get featured on Facebook if you do something like that. If you bring me a TRS-80, I mean, I'm going to love you forever, but we're going to feature you on Facebook. So you can trade in any computer. And the laptop this year for the ultimate upgrade, it's the Intrepid. The Intrepid laptop sells for $899. No, let me get this right. $799. $799. And you can get so if you walked in, you could buy an Intrepid laptop for $799. It's our mid-range laptop. Ain't the bottom of the barrel, not the top of the heap. It's right in the middle. It's the most popular one we sell. Pretty much everybody buys it. You can buy the Intrepid laptop, and you could put your, $800 on the table, and we'll accept your payment and shake your hand and give you white glove service, and it'll be great. Or you can bring in a rusted old piece of garbage with you, put $500 on the table, and we'll give you white glove service and treat you just the same. And you save $300. So you can save up to, this is what got confusing for my staff. You can buy one of our regular computers and save up to $300 with your trade-in. And they were trying to figure out, like, does it matter what people trade? Like, how do we up to $300? There's always a catch when it's up to. Well, the catch is that desktops are cheaper to build than laptops. So it's a savings of $200 on the desktop or $300 on the laptop. That's a lot to put on a Facebook tile, so we just say up to $300, okay? Then you can save. You can get a desktop or a laptop. Doesn't matter to us. You can trade in a desktop or a laptop. Doesn't matter to us. An all-in-one even. You can trade them in. You can trade in a desktop and get a laptop. You can trade in a laptop and get a desktop. We don't care. We do not care about your trade. Why do we do this? Number one, there are a lot of people out there, and you might be among them, that are rocking an HP or rocking a Dell. Maybe you still have the Toshiba. You've got some computer that was built by a large company, and you experienced what that was like with the service that surrounds it and the quality of the product. Now we're trying to get you to come to a local provider. And, we're just a small local place, right? I mean, there's no way we have anything like what Dell has. Oh, no, we have stuff that's way better than that. Because when you get that Dell catalog in the mail and you open it up and you look through it and you say, oh, it's a $399 desktop, I'm going to buy me some of that. When you call in to order it and they put you through the upsell meat grinder, by the time you're done, you're at $1,200. And if you're one of those iron-willed individuals who is like, I will spend $300 and that is all. If that's you, when you get the computer, it's going to blow. It's going to be an awful experience. That's why we didn't put 4 gigs of RAM in the Ultimate Upgrade this year, because Windows 11 runs like donkey on 4 gigs of RAM. You need 8. That's why we changed our entire model line and got rid of all the 4 gig computers except for the Resolute, because we can't upgrade the Resolute. It's baked into the board. And that's why the Resolute didn't get to be the Ultimate Upgrade. And that's why it's the Intrepid, the next one up in the model line. 888-250-2091 is the number to join us on the program. So the Ultimate Upgrade is the opposite of the holiday special. So the holiday special is like the biggest, the baddest, the best of everything. A $3,000 computer for only $1,500. Whereas the Ultimate Upgrade is a low price sale. It's an inflation beater sale. My wife was going through a bunch of videos, old 8mm stuff, and she was going to send it into one of the memory box companies, have it all digitized and give it to the family and everything. She's going through these videos, and on the envelope, so you used to have to take your 8mm video to a photo place to have it developed, like film. And so then you'd go and pick it up, and it'd be in like the photo envelope. Remember those? And you have your name on it, and then they have a big bucket of envelopes, and you'd pull yours out, and you'd pay the person and take your film in with you, your pictures, or your video in this case. On 1981, there was a sticker on one of these films that said inflation buster prices. And it's like, inflation's bad now, but I'm not seeing inflation buster prices stickers on things. Like, I'm not seeing companies openly marketing that they're fighting inflation with their pricing. Well, guess what? That's kind of what we're doing here. So when are you ever going to find a price that's $300, $200 cheaper than normal right now with the exact same product? There's no shrinkflation here, guys. We didn't take anything out. We didn't compromise on anything. What did we do to get the price down so low? Why don't we sell it for that price all the time? Well, if you've been in the Papillion Service Center, you realize that we have built our own corn maze out of computer cases in there. You can walk through the maze to get to the back room. Here's Power Supply Tower, where we ordered like 500 power supplies at one time just so we could get the price down per power supply by a few dollars. And we ordered 100 cases just to get the price down by a few dollars. And we're ordering laptops. Instead of ordering them, normally we order like 2 or 3 a day to replenish what we sell. I'm ordering them 10 at a time because it saves 3% off the wholesale price when I buy them 10 at a time. So, we're just changing the way we bought things. We started like months ago stockpiling stuff for this. And we were able, as a result, to give you a lower price. We're passing it on to you. We could sell it for $5.99 this year, but we're not. We're passing it on at $4.99 because we want you to come in and buy one of our computers so you can see what it is like to own a modular computer or one of the solid state laptops. We want you to see what it's like to actually have a place you can go that will help you, that is not going to, stick you on infinite hold and transfer you to another country and then tell you that the best way to fix your computer's bad hard drive is to, restore it back to its factory settings, because I'm sure that'll fix bad hardware. Maybe have you tried turning it off and on again? No joke. That's like the first technical step that they put you through. Now, we're going to ask similar questions, but we also offer a free pickup and a free drop-off service. So if it is beyond you to figure out why, we'll come get it and figure out why. You just don't get that anywhere anymore. And yes, it's a struggle to keep staffed and to stay staffed and keep everybody trained and make sure that we're growing our capabilities all the time. But that's the investment that we make at Schrock Innovations in our people and our systems and our operations so that we can do cool things like the ultimate upgrade. All right, also coming up on the program today, if you have an iPhone or an iPad, iOS 16.4 is out. Is it good to put it on? Should you run it? Should you wait? We're going to tell you coming up on the program. Also, do you have a Ring security system in your home, or like a Ring video doorbell kind of thing, like a security? They sell security stuff, door sensors, panels, all that kind of stuff. We just installed a Ring security system in our house this week. All the death threats, No, I'm just kidding. There's no death threats. Nobody wants to kill me. Nobody cares. Nobody loves me. Nobody hates me. But anyway, we just installed a Ring system in our house. And literally, if you bought your Ring system, the day that we bought it was the cutoff to avoid getting stuck behind the new Ring paywall. We're going to tell you what you're going to have to pay for that you used to get free from Ring before. Also, on TikTok, we're going to update you on the TikTok ban situation. We've done the whole segment about what everybody's worried about on TikTok. Well, now we have some new information. We have the Restrict Act, and we're able to read this and see what it does. And I'm not so sure that the Restrict Act might be worse than actually just letting TikTok collect all your data. So we're going to talk about that on the program coming up too. So we got a packed up show, guys. Also looking for your calls, 888-250-2091. Kathy, stay on the line. Your call is coming up next on Compute This.
Now you can configure and purchase laptops, desktops, tablets, and more, all at the new SchrockInnovations.com. Check out our specials for one-of-a-kind discounts and deals. Schrock Innovations has spent nearly 2 decades working to make your technology life easier, and SchrockInnovations.com is no exception. Now you can order new modular computers and solid-state laptops directly from our website, find innovative new technologies like our modular storage devices, and get free help and tips. Take a look at the specials section to find sales on one-of-a-kind items, display models, refurbished units, and our latest special offers. Swing by the Compute This page to watch TV segments and archived radio shows, or even get one-on-one help through the Schrock Desk. As always, we respect your privacy, so we secure our website with the latest encryption technology and only the most secure payment methods. You can pick up your purchases at any of our 3 service centers or have them shipped directly to your door. SchrockInnovations.com makes technology simple. It's what we do. And now Compute This Pro tip number 373. Everyone knows we're supposed to back up our computers and then check those backups periodically to make sure they're working. So why don't most people do it? Lots of people have different ideas about what backing up means. Is it copying files to a flash drive? Is it using a fancy backup program? And how do you know it's working anyway? Windows makes backups easy through free software that's already on your computer. Open your control panels and click Update and Security. Select Backup and choose from all of the available options to get a regular, reliable checkup. You'll need something to back up to, like a Schrock modular storage device or some other backup hard drive. Backups usually run once a week, but you can always change the frequency. The best part is that if your backup ever fails, you'll see a notification in the lower right corner by your clock telling you something's up. Backing up your important data has never been easier. So take a moment to back up your computer today. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back into Compute This. My name's Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company, where the ultimate upgrade sale is currently rocking all month long, or while supplies last. I have to say the while supplies last, guys, because the corn maze is only so tall, and we've depleted it significantly over the previous 2 weeks, building up the computers for you to purchase. 888-250-2091 is the number to join us on the program, and that's what Kathy has done. Kathy, welcome to Compute This. What can I do for you today?
Well, I have got a computer that I'll be working on, either, honestly, on games or on something important, and all of a sudden, it'll go off.
It'll just turn off completely?
Completely off. And I've got one of your surge protector type things that it's attached to.
Yep.
And there isn't anything else in the house running. The refrigerator hasn't kicked on. The television is off. The furnace is off. And I'm not cooking. I'm not much of a cook. And it's gotten to where it happens frequently. Any idea what is going on?
Okay, so I just want to make sure that I understand what you're saying correctly. We start off with the computer just turns off randomly.
Yes.
Just off. Also, your refrigerator randomly turns off.
No. What I'm saying is that nothing else that's on that uses electricity.
Okay. I misunderstood. Oh, I see what you're saying. When you said nothing else is running, I'm like, did you pay the power bill? You know? Yeah. Thanks for the call, Kathy. No, okay, so the laptop the computer, is it a laptop or a desktop?
Desktop.
Okay, so 9 times out of 10, when your desktop computer just randomly shuts off like that, it means the power supply is failing. It's the unit in the back of the computer where the power cord goes in. And so luckily those can be replaced, and there's no need to buy a whole new computer unless you want to. They run anywhere from $150 to $200, just depends on if you need a custom fancy shaped one for an HP, or if you need a standard one for a regular computer. But yeah, if your computer is just turning off, what's happening is the power supply is running well enough to get the computer turned on and running, and it charges up those capacitors and does its job. Then you start doing something, and it could be something even minor, like opening a CD drive, or clicking on something and having a video auto load on a page, and it engages the hardware codecs and things like that. Something pulls just enough power to drain those capacitors faster than the power supply can fill them, and then when they're empty, you just shut off. And so that's eventually what will happen is you'll hit the power button on the tower, and you'll get lights and fans, but you'll get nothing on the screen. Like it'll be enough just to turn on the LEDs and the fans, but not enough to actually boot the computer. And when that happens, then obviously you're dead in the water. So I would suggest Kathy, have you ever been into a Schrock Innovations location before?
Definitely, a number of times.
Okay, perfect. So you know the drill then, but if you can get that in, which location do you normally go to?
Papillion.
Okay, so you know Marissa and the gang there. So if you can get that into Marissa and the crew in Papillion, this is something they can take a power supply right out of my corn maze, and they can freshly grown. They can pluck it right off the vine and put it right into your computer, and they probably have you in and out the door in a day or less.
Okay, I will see the folks a little later today.
All right, sounds good, Kathy. We're open on Sunday from noon to 5 in all locations except for Des Moines, where we are closed just like Chick-fil-A. 888-250-2091 is the number to join us. Dave, welcome to the program. What do you got for me on Compute This today?
Hey, Thor, it's the Z-Dog calling in for you.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
I got two questions. I just got off work. I worked last night. But, so if I can get this out, I've got the Sophos on my iPhone, and I was wondering, I'm thinking about maybe upgrading this year. If I do that, do I have to bring my phone back in to have it switched over to the new iPhone?
Unfortunately, yes. It literally, just like your previous phone, we can do it while you wait. The issue there is the apps have to be installed, and 9 times out of 10, there are so many different Sophos apps. There's a Sophos Home app, and a lot of people will install the Sophos Home app, and then it kind of gets half activated if we try to do it over the phone, and it becomes a nightmare. You don't use, there's different tiers of Sophos, and the home stuff, nothing wrong with it. It's just, it's equivalent to a Norton or equivalent to a McAfee. The Sophos business stuff is where the secret sauce is, and that's what we sell at Schrock. And that's, normally consumers can't really get that unless you want to be your own network administrator and set up your own group policies, and you can totally do that. But at Schrock, we do all of that for you, and then we give you the same price basically that you're paying for antivirus now. So anyway,
I didn't know if the iCloud worked at all. With everything else, if you have 8 things stored in the iCloud, a lot of times it'll move it over to your other phone.
Yeah, it'll install the apps just fine, but then we have to basically there's a QR code. Sometimes we can do it over the phone. It gets a little tricky. We'll say things like, okay, take a screenshot of your QR code and email it to us. Stuff like that. So for people who are geographically distant, we do have workarounds, but honestly, you'll probably spend more time, taking screenshots and emailing and following directions over the phone than if you happen to be near one of the service centers just popping in and having us do it real quick.
Columbus. I'm west of Columbus, 20 miles.
So you should probably call.
I didn't get down. Hey, my second question then. Yeah. I appreciate it. You were talking earlier about at the beginning of the show about pictures, saving pictures if you have a tornado or whatever. I've been always telling people with their young kids, pictures you take to go to Walmart and buy a 1 TB hard drive, external hard drive, and when you, instead of putting your pictures on your home computer, save them onto that, and then throw it into a safe place just in case something was to happen. Is that a smart idea, or is it better just save it on your computer?
Okay, it's good advice. I see where you're going with this because you can grab that external drive and just run out the door. But I would say
in a safe.
I would say half of the data recovery business that we do in the Omaha Service Center is external hard drives that have failed. They are incredibly fragile. What I would suggest you do is keep a copy on your computer and keep a backup copy on that 1 terabyte external hard drive. Put it in a safe, take it with you and the tornado hits, whatever. You've got a copy then, but it's not the only copy.
My thought was always if you get a virus on your computer, you don't have to go to somebody like you to get your pictures and so forth back. You've got them already.
Yeah, okay. Just have a backup. Yeah, absolutely, Dave. That's great advice. All right, hey, Z-Dog, thanks for the call. I appreciate you joining us here on the program today. Number to join us is 888-250-2091. We got to take a quick break, guys, and it will be quick. When I come back, iOS 16.4 is out. Should you put it on your phone? Also, Ring is making changes to their features, the features that they offer you for free. Some of those features are now being pulled behind a paywall. We're going to tell you what's going away in the Ring ecosystem, for free anyway, coming up next on Compute This.
Today's fragile computers need maintenance more than ever. Your computer needs a maintenance checkup every 6 months to last beyond its 18-month expected lifespan. Some people like desktops for their power and upgradability, but nothing rivals a laptop for computing on the go. But why should you have to sacrifice performance for portability? The innovators at Schrock want our customers to have it all, so we created a new kind of laptop, the solid-state laptop from Schrock Innovations. Solid-state laptops are built using the same frame and mainboards as regular laptops, but we've removed half of the moving parts while more than doubling the computer's speed. The result? Laptops that boot to Windows in 6 seconds or less, respond instantly to your commands, and can survive drops that put most laptops into the data recovery lab. Starting at only $499, solid-state laptops give you speed, reliability, durability, and performance for the same price most people pay for a cheap disposable laptop. The next time you're looking for a laptop, check out the solid-state laptops at SchrockInnovations.com or visit any of our service centers. Simple, solid, fast technology is what we do at Schrock. Compute This Pro Tip 299. There are enough mothballed computers in U.S. homes to give one to every man, woman, and child in the country. Many of these computers find their way into landfills where they can leak cadmium, lithium, and other nasty chemicals into the groundwater. Schrock Innovations is very proud of the fact that we recycle more e-waste every year than we create. You can drop off any old or broken computer equipment to our service centers at any time, free of cost. We only charge $15 just for monitors because they are especially difficult to process. No appointment is required, and we accept all computer-related equipment like printers, keyboards, speakers, and accessories. Additionally, the rare earth elements in computers can be recycled right here in the U.S. to reduce our reliance on supplies from foreign countries. Take a moment, drop off your old computer equipment today, and Schrock will make sure it's properly recycled and put to good use right here in the U.S. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Fox News, I'm Karen McHugh. A choir sings in St. Peter's Square in Rome during Palm Sunday services today. It's the start of Holy Week, the most solemn period of the year for Christians worldwide. Pope Francis in attendance following his release Saturday from a Rome hospital where he'd been treated for a bout of bronchitis. In New York, the stage is set for Tuesday's first ever arraignment of a former president of the United States.
Details of President Trump's arraignment Tuesday are now coming to light, and the former president is expected at the courthouse at 11 a.m. with the arraignment set for 2:15. It could be over as soon as 2:30 or 2:45, and the courthouse and nearby streets will be essentially locked down during that time. Sources have told Fox News that this will all take place without handcuffs on the former president.
Fox's Brooke Singman. America is listening to Fox News.
Now, the News Radio 1110 KFAB Weather Watch.
Sun mixed with a few clouds today. We'll have a high of 69 and a south wind shifts to the northwest up to 25 miles per hour this afternoon. Clear and 41 overnight tonight. A slight chance of a shower before 1 p.m. Monday with a high of 57. And then Tuesday, a slight chance of showers, partly sunny and warm. We'll have a high near 79. There's your forecast. I'm Roger Olson.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back into Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company, doing what I love here. 888-250-2091 is the number to join us on the program today. Ask a question, make a comment. We will put you in the drawing. Roger doesn't collect your demographic and information because he's looking for a hot date. He's going to put you in the drawing. I mean, I don't know that Roger isn't looking for a hot date. I mean, if you're a hottie and you want to date Roger, 888-250-2091. Watch his wife call. Yeah, you're in trouble. Sorry, I got you busted. All right, moving on. iOS 16.4 came out, and as predicted, when you install it on your phone, iPhone users and iPad users are experiencing unusual battery drain. This is a refrain that happens every time Apple does an update. There's a lot of reasons that this happens. Primarily, the reason is the update itself is as a processor intense operation. There's a lot going on, so you can lose 20% of your battery just on the update itself. Number two, Apple's battery meter doesn't always accurately report the actual battery level. It reports the anticipated battery level based upon your current usage. So you may have more power than you realize or not. Now, my wife last night at 11 o'clock, her iPhone just died while she was on the couch. She was like, hey, it's dead. She put it down. It's dead. I can't remember the last time I ran my phone to like power down dead. I'm kind of a charging Nazi like that. But I have a loaner truck from the dealership that doesn't have a wireless charger in it. And I'm just dying here. My phone was below 50% when I went to bed last night. But I have an Android, so it's got a bigger battery. But if you have iOS 16.4 installed, there's nothing wrong with the update. There have been no significant bugs associated with it. It appears to be completely safe and good to install. You will notice battery drain for the first 24 to 48 hours after you install it. This is typical for all Apple updates, as in the background, you're updating all the apps, and not all the apps have pushed their updates out yet. So things will happen over a 48-hour period that you're going to be downloading and installing and just doing a lot of unusual heavy lifting with your device. So for the next couple days, just make sure if you can put it on the charger, put it on the charger. Keep it on Wi-Fi if you can, because a lot of these things will only update on Wi-Fi, which is why, like, when you're out and about during the day, everything seems fine, and then you get home and it's like somebody's like, draining your battery with through a sieve. I mean, where's my battery going? It's because you're back on Wi-Fi. Everything started to work again, to do its background stuff. So keep it on Wi-Fi if you can. Keep it on the charger if you can. Give it that time to norm out, and I think you'll be just fine. 888-250-2091. Carolyn from Round Rock, Texas. Welcome to the program. What do you got for me on the Schrock Show?
You got it. Still here in Round Rock, still listening to you every Sunday morning, and
I saw your
love
computer
all the information
in the Omaha Service Center this week.
You did. The old computer.
Yep. Yep. She was like, this thing. They were like, this thing, this, and that. And I'm just like, we got to get Carolyn in on the ultimate upgrade.
Yes, you did. And Dawson and Amy were such a big help also. I wanted to thank them and you, and my amazing granddaughter is going to go off to college with a computer that is just below the holiday special, which we wish that she could have had, but of course it's a little early for that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
it's a little tough.
Yeah. So I'm excited to get that, and I just wanted to say thank you and love your show, love your shops. I've dealt with all of them except Iowa, I think. Omaha seems to be where I go most. But Dawson and Amy were so good, and thank you so much for all your help through all these years.
Well, Carolyn, we really appreciate your business. And being the official Schrock Innovations representative from Texas, I feel like we need to send you a T-shirt or something, help spread the word down there. And that's the weirdest thing. People have come into the shop and they say, we want to buy the shirts. We want to buy the T-shirts that your guys wear. And I'm just like, why? Like, we have to force these guys to replace their T-shirts. Like, they're like, oh, it's still fine. It only has a couple stains on it and a hole here in the back, but it's fine. And you're like, no, here's a new design. I like the old design better. Like, oh, come on, man. Thank you for the call, Carolyn. I really appreciate you joining us on the program, and I appreciate your business all the way from Round Rock, Texas. That means a lot. 888-250-2091. So Ring is making changes to the free features that it offers in its products and putting them behind the Ring Protect subscription. It's a paywall. So if you have a Ring Protect subscription, then you'll have access to everything you had access to before, and this does not apply to you. If you do not subscribe to the Ring Protect subscription, that's like $30 a month or something, then there's going to be some features that could go away on your alarm system. Primarily, what it looks like to me is that I read the whole article here in a nutshell. Your video doorbell customers, you'll have access to setting home and away modes only with a paid subscription. So you used to be able to do that from your phone for free anytime. Now you have to have a paid subscription to change modes from your device. It lets you arm your security cameras and record events when you're not home, or leave them activated while not recording when you are at home. So you won't be able to switch that from your phone anymore unless you have a paid subscription. One of the other things that's going on is arming and disarming the alarm system. If you have the Ring alarm system, you will not be able to remotely arm or disarm your alarm system either. And also, you may have noticed that if you can't access any archive video from your Ring Video doorbell unless you have a Ring Protect subscription. Used to be you could access the video, not just real time, but you could go back and get a video. Now you have to have that Ring Protect subscription to access that. So if you do have Ring stuff in your home, this is the direction the world is going. Companies right now, especially tech companies, are having an incredibly difficult time. It is virtually impossible to raise venture capital right now. So these companies need to become profitable way quicker than they thought they were going to have to become profitable, and they're doing things like this to boost their revenues. Look at Twitter, same thing that Elon's dealing with. Look at Substack. some of you may be familiar with Substack. It's a great resource where you can go and you pay a little bit. Maybe you pay like $20 a year or something, and you get access to an author's content that normally you would have to wait to be published in like a journal or a magazine or a newspaper or something. And these people just write all the time, and you get access to their writings for like $20 a year. And so for some of those writers out there that are truly good, like your Glenn Greenwalds and stuff like that, and I like to read Fringe Finance on Quote the Raven. Those guys are amazing, and they're totally worth $20 a year. So even Substack now is raising money from its authors, from the guys getting paid to write the content by the readers. They're going to those guys and saying, listen, if you like Substack, we want you to buy some Substack stock. And they're doing an entire stock offering internally to authors that they can literally own a piece of Substack. It's unheard of. It's almost like crowdsourcing for a major company. It's crazy. Can they even do that? I guess they can. The SEC is not going to come after them like they are after crypto, I guess. 888-250-2091. So you're going to see more of this, guys, especially in IT products. You're going to see companies charging for services that were previously free. Now, at Schrock Innovations, we are fully capitalized, so we're not worried about venture capital. So instead, what we're doing is we're cutting prices and taking market share from everybody else while they're raising prices. Isn't life beautiful? 888-250-2091. It's beautiful for you if you're buying a computer. Tim, welcome to the program. What can I do for you on Compute This today?
Good morning, Thor.
Good morning.
A little caveat here. I think you should start your own cartoon strip called Thor in kind of the Dilbert style. I think that would be fun to see that come out. You've got enough humor, and with your staff, I think that'd be a great creation to put on your site.
I draw a mean stick figure.
That sounds good. I've got a couple questions for you. My wife has an old, probably a 7-year-old, 17-inch Apple laptop that she is in love with. Mm-hmm. The thing seemed to have died this week. I suspect the power supply, but I don't know for sure. It won't start up. Okay. She's wondering if it's worth having it rebuilt because it's very difficult to find 17-inch laptops in the Apple lineup, it seems like, anymore. At least that's my understanding.
I don't think it's even possible, is it?
Well, I don't know. I don't think that it is. And she loves the bigger screen on it, of course. She's a photographer and likes the big screen. But is that worth rebuilding? Is that something that you guys do, or do you recommend it on something that old?
It depends what's wrong with it. So if it's a power supply, the power supply is external in the brick. It's the power core.
Oh, okay.
So if it literally is not getting juice, it will not turn on at all. That could be a bad brick. Now, the other thing, Apple computers are a little finicky. If their battery is bad, they won't turn on.
That's a problem. Yeah, that's a real problem with this thing, I think. The battery has been getting weaker on it.
So if the battery is completely shot, in other words, it will not hold any charge at all, Apple laptops won't turn on. And if you have an Apple computer, you know what I'm talking about. Like when you drain it all the way down to nothing and it turns off, and then you have to plug it in and you have to leave it plugged in for like 5 minutes before you can turn it on because the computer requires the battery to have a minimum charge. If your battery has fallen below the ability to hold that minimum charge, it's not going to turn on. Then we're just talking about a battery. Now, that's a completely reasonable repair to do. Now, whether or not we should do it on a computer that is not receiving security updates anymore, things like that, that's a whole different discussion. But if she wants to get that laptop up and running, it's completely feasible to do so, assuming it's a battery or a power cord or something like that. If we're talking like the main logic board is shot inside, then that might be a different story.
Okay. Well, we're 2 hours south of you, and that's something I would like to get into your store and have it checked out, possibly for her, and see if that's something that she really does love the Apple side of computers, and that's something I think that might be worth having that discussion. See if it's a resurrectable old computer for her.
Oh, you'd be amazed. While we have it in there, the guys will probably be like, and they're going to geek out over it. They're going to be like, "We've never seen a 17-inch Apple before. This is amazing. We can put a solid-state hard drive in here, and when she gets it back, it's going to put the power button and it'll just boot, and all of her stuff will be edited so quickly." And so I mean, they'll geek out over it for sure.
That sounds good. All right, well, sounds good. I want to come in for one of your ultimate upgrades as well. I have a 10-year-old laptop Asus myself that has its own It has its own handicap sticker on my roll-top desk because it's so old. It's decrepit, and it's still limping along. But I need to get in there as soon as possible, and I'll try to get there this week if I can.
All right, Tim. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you listening to the program, and I appreciate your business. Thank you for your support. It means the world to me and my staff and our families and everything else. We try to do good things for everybody, and we try to deliver great service. And, you know, when we fall, when we miss, you know, we own it, and we try to get better. And what I don't know what it is, guys, but I have just become so appreciative of good service now. Have you heard about this thing called tipflation, where everybody expects to be tipped in the world? And people feel guilt about not tipping. So like when I go to Stom Chocolatier and I order, you know, a ridiculously expensive, you know, I get 4 chocolates for $20. I don't mean like 4 like giant chocolate bunnies. I mean 4 1-inch by 1-inch chocolate caramels, you know. It's like that'll be $14.99, and you're like, "Gah, Daddy, can I have one more?" No, we have to pay rent this month. You know, it's like, no soup for you. But, you know, and then it says, "Do you want to give them a tip?" And I'm like, they literally put 4 chocolates in a bag for me. They did their job. I'm supposed to tip them for that? But then again, I mean, like busboys, their job is to carry your luggage up the stairs, you know, and you tip them. And cabbies, their job is to drive you around, and you tip them. You know. So when is it good? When should you tip and when shouldn't you tip? I need a definitive guide. And that's something we'll have to work on. 888-250-2091. We're going to take our final break of the program, guys. When we come back, TikTok. We've talked about the ban thing. We've talked about the threat, what's at risk. So we should all understand the data that's at risk at this point. Now we have something called the Restrict Act. If you are in Nebraska, this is actually co-sponsored by Senator Deb Fischer. Gary Saddlemeyer on KFAB in Omaha had Pete Ricketts on Friday morning, and he asked him about the Restrict Act. And, you know, I got the impression that maybe they hadn't fully digested everything in it yet, because we kind of got a wishy-washy, like, you know, I'll know more about the bill when I know more about the bill kind of thing. And it wasn't, I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean he didn't go talking out of the side of his mouth because he didn't know. So we might have the opportunity in the next segment to actually influence our government. So stick with us. More of the show coming up next on Compute This.
Schrock Innovations can't teleport technicians to you, but online help is only a click away with the Schrock Desk. Subscribe today and get unlimited help whenever you need it. In 1798, Eli Whitney's Connecticut Musket Factory was the first business in North America to use replaceable parts in a firearm. Before Eli's factory, if your musket broke, you had to send it away to an expert gunsmith for repairs, or just toss it and buy a new musket. Technology manufacturing has come a long way since the 18th century, but you wouldn't know it by looking at today's big box store computers. Dell, HP, Sony, and other manufacturers continue to take away your freedom to upgrade and repair your computer by eliminating expansion and repair options. Some desktops are even powered by a tiny laptop adapter. Schrock Innovations believes in Eli Whitney's idea of interchangeable and replaceable components, and that's why our custom-built modular computers last longer and cost less to repair than computers you see at big box stores. Ask your friends and family how often they replace their box store computers, and they'll probably tell you every couple of years. And what do they do with the old machines? They just get thrown out like broken muskets. Imagine a place where your computer's problems can be fixed quickly and inexpensively. Imagine keeping your computer for 6 years or more. You are imagining the kind of computers we build every day at Schrock Innovations. Our modular systems last longer, perform faster, and cost less over the long term than anything you can buy at a big box store. While the talented technicians at Schrock Innovations can't make you a musket even if they tried, our commitment to the freedom offered by modular computers is the modern-day extension of Eli's innovative musket factory. We think Eli Whitney would be proud, and you can take pride in owning a small piece of American innovation. The modular computer from Schrock Innovations. Compute This Pro Tip 843. Of all computer failures, the scariest and most expensive is the hard drive. But there are some steps you can take to save money and save your data before it's too late. Detecting failures early is important, so install a free utility like Drive Advisor from driveadvisor.com to monitor your hard drive's health and receive warnings when there's a problem. But most of all, hard drive failures happen slowly, so early detection is key to reducing the repair bill. Second, if your hard drive makes any unusual noises, immediately turn off your computer and do not turn it on again. These issues are physical problems, and the more you try to use it, the worse the damage becomes. Remember that most computer repair shops do not have the specialized equipment needed to recover data from a failed drive. Never open your drive or allow anyone else to do so. Opened drives always cost more to recover. Schrock does not charge for data recovery evaluations and quotes, so let the local pros look at your drive before you make any recovery decisions. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Alrighty, guys, wrapping up this week's edition of Compute This. Thank you so much for being with us. I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate your business, and my staff appreciates it. It has been, as you all know in your own lives, it has been a wild few years. Everybody is struggling with everything in their own way, and we take a lot of pride in trying to bring some stability into the world in a small way. I mean, we're not changing people's lives here or anything. We fix computers, right? It's not like we're not saving babies or anything here. We're just fixing computers. But it's one of those things that when you have some place that you can go that you know is going to get the job done right, that you know is going to treat you like a human being and not treat you like some number. I mean, I walked into Papillion today. Every morning when I went into Papillion this week, there was a different treat on the table, and I'm like, Jeff's the only new guy in here. Like, is Jeff bringing in like food? Does he think he has to bring in food every day to bribe everyone? They're like, no, that stuff came from customers. And I'm like, where are the Facebook pictures? You guys know we have a rule. You bring us snacks, we had to take a picture with an employee with a Schrock logo in the background. We take a picture. We say thank you on Facebook for the treats. And it gets you more treats, guys. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Where are my Facebook pictures? Oh, we just ate the treats. They were good. Maybe the customers didn't want a picture. I don't know. But at any rate, the Ultimate Upgrade Sale is going on right now. This is one of the things that we do every year. We don't make a ton of money on computers, guys. And we literally, 40, 50 grand out the door for 2 or 3 months just to have all these parts on hand for this. We had to order them way earlier than normal. We had to order way more than we normally order to get a price that was still higher than what we normally pay. But it was lower than what we had been paying recently, so celebrate. So we were able to pass on some of that savings to you in the form of the Ultimate Upgrade. The real objective of the Ultimate Upgrade is to get you out of that big brand name computer that you might be using and get you into a Schrock computer. Because once you experience that, once you have something that was built here, something that was built by people that you can go and talk to, serviced by people that you can call up, a place you can go when you're angry and you can point your finger at individual people. You can come point your finger at me. You can call me on the radio. You know where to find me every weekend. When you have service like that, you never go back. It's amazing. Our corporate services division, Jeff, is killing it in corporate services. Businesses right now are cutting large IT firms left and right and looking for a cost-effective replacement option, which is what we are for small businesses. And they all have Dells. They were all sold Dells. They were all sold HPs. And then they're like, well, what's the next Dell or HP we need to buy? And we're like, don't do that again. And they're like, why not? Well, you could buy this computer from us, and it's going to last you twice as long as your Dell computer did. And when it's dead, we can do a core replacement on it, and you don't have to buy a new computer. You can just replace the core and keep going. And we just cut your IT budget by 30% over a 10-year period. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, it's very nice. And that's what we can do at Schrock Innovations. So if you're thinking about a new computer, the Ultimate Upgrade Sale is going on now through the end of the month. It's a whole month-long thing, or while supplies last. Well, like I said, when the corn maze is depleted. We were at the craft fair with my wife, and there was a booth, and there was a guy who had a shirt in there. It said Corn Star, and it had an ear of corn on the shirt. Like a Corn Star shirt. I'm going to have to enunciate that very clearly on the radio. I bought my wife a Corn Star shirt. So anyway, it's fun times here on Compute This. And the fun doesn't have to stop at the end of the program either. At the end of the show, we do the Aftershock, where things like this that leak out of my brain, it's like a whole show of that, So sometimes it's good, sometimes not so much. But, you tune in, you listen, you have fun, and then we laugh about it later. All right, so TikTok and the Restrict Act. The way that the Restrict Act is written, guys, did you know that the Restrict Act does not actually ban TikTok? Nowhere in that bill is there a ban on TikTok. TikTok is not even named in the bill anywhere. The ByteDance, the company that makes TikTok, is not named in the bill anywhere. There is no mention of anything. And the argument here is we need a comprehensive reform. We need something that's going to not only handle the TikTok situation, but handle any other software that comes from overseas into America. I remember the 90s, guys, when we were trying to fight the export of computer technology out of America because it would give our foreign adversaries an advantage. Now we're trying to fight the import of technology into America because we don't want to give foreign adversaries an advantage. How the world has changed in 30 short years. But here's the deal. A lot of the software that you use on a daily basis has components in it that are written by people from around the world. For example, when we build a website for a client at Schrock, we save them a lot of money by using what are called plugins. Here's an example. On our Schrock Innovations website, when you log in as an employee, there's a time clock function. We didn't build an entire time clock from the ground up. We implemented somebody else's time clock that they sold for like $30 as a plugin. And we implemented on the Schrock website. And now we have a time clock that we paid, $300 or $100 for, instead of paying Alfonso, 60, 70 hours to build a time clock. It saves a boatload of money, but that plugin was written by a guy in Hong Kong. So now the Restrict Act would make that illegal. And poor Alfonso could end up with 20 years in prison, according to the Restrict Act. I'm not going to prison. The CEOs never go to jail. It's always the little guys. It's always the employees that take the hit, right? I'm not going to jail. It's just Alfonso's going to jail. The Restrict Act is way worse than TikTok stealing our data and giving it to the Communist Party of China. In fact, give TikTok 5-6 years, something new will come out, guys. Look at where... Hey, you can check me out on MySpace. Eventually, that's where it's going to go. Hey, Snapchat. Who's got Snapchat? Still. So, eventually these things will fade over time and they'll be replaced with new things. That's the natural course of evolution. TikTok is incredibly popular. There is no doubt it's a Chinese company. There is no doubt that if China needed or wanted to have access to that data, they could get access to that data. No doubt. But is the answer taking away American freedoms and American innovative potential to counter a potential threat? We saw this before. We've seen this movie before with the Patriot Act, guys. I don't want to repeat it. I think it would be better just to let TikTok do their thing instead of the Restrict Act. Larry, I've got about 30 seconds. What do you got for me on Compute This?
Yes, sir. Is your last 2 to 6 shows available on podcast?
Oh, the afternoon shows?
Yeah.
They're up on the KFAB website. It's facebook.com/ they're up on the Facebook page, facebook.com/1110KFAB. There's videos of all of them up there you can watch. I'll see about getting them clipped out and put up somewhere else. I can't really cross-post them on Schrock for obvious reasons, but it's not a Schrock Innovations authorized activity, you see.
Thanks, Short. Love your show.
All right. Thank you, Larry. I appreciate you listening. Dave, congratulations. You're the winner of a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate. Marissa will get that out to you on Monday. Stay tuned for the Aftershock, guys. Coming up next, facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. And we'll see you next weekend for another edition of Compute This.
From the Amish Furniture of Nebraska studio, your home for made in the USA furniture. This is News Radio 1110 KFAB Omaha.